how do you at Devo really do this aligning sales and marketing? I know you touched upon it a little bit, but if you can get into a little bit of technicalities, it'll be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So at Devo, what we do is, and I've learned this at past companies where this is failed miserably, where you run ABM in a silo and you throw an ABM campaign at the wall and you're like, why didn't that produce any results? And it all comes back to the misalignment that's happening. And so you can create the best, in my opinion, you can create the best ABM campaign in the world with awesome tactics, awesome this. But if you don't have sales bought into this whole system, it's not going to be as effective. It's not going to work as, well as if they were bought in. And so that alignment is really the first step to any success for your ABM campaigns. And so the way that we do that here is we have it part of the onboarding process. So when somebody comes in, say they're a new sales rep, AE, RSM, whoever, we walk them through what our ABM go-to-market motion looks like, how what its landscape is across, whether it's where their patches, whether it's globally, wherever. And we make sure that it's part of the training and part of the onboarding. And I'll have multiple sessions with the reps. Some other people on my team will have multiple sessions with the rep, just to understand the data that they have at their fingertips that they can use. And so by starting that process on maybe it's not day one, but it's day 3, it's already built in and it's already integrated into their just general workflow, their general cadences that they do weekly. And it just sets them up for success. And so that's like the first thing that we do. That is probably one of the easiest things you could do, right? It's just incorporate any kind of onboarding materials around your ABM motions, whether it's talking about how you can use intent data, what marketing is doing right now from like a targeted account perspective. But the second piece too is you can do all that and be great, but then you got to worry about is I learned this from Steve Richard. He is the co-founder of Exec Vision from a while ago. One of the concepts that he had was called the forgetting curve. And it's a big concept. What it basically means is you really need to reinforce what you're saying multiple times over the course of multiple weeks in order for something to really stick. And after we have all of these different onboarding sessions, we make it a priority to really just check in and be part of the sales team on a weekly basis. And so some of the reps here, I have weekly calls just to review what's going on in their accounts. Like they come to me saying, did I miss anything? Is there anything going on that I missed? And it's really that like constant cadence between sales and marketing, whether it's a conversation, whether it's a Slack message. It doesn't really matter how that communication happens, but it's key that it does, right? And when that starts to happen, everybody gets more aligned. And what's really important about those kind of ongoing conversations, once they're ramped and once everybody understands the value, is the back channel that you create, right? And once you get that back channel set up, your campaigns are going to run even smoother. And so what I mean by that is, let's say you're running a campaign against 100 accounts and you're talking with sales, you've optimized it, right? You know exactly what your message is. You know exactly who to target. 3 weeks into the campaign, sales might come back to you and say, you know what? We just learned this piece of intel around these 5 accounts. What can we do to change that? And by adjusting that and dropping that, you're going to be able to move some of your ad dollars to the more accounts that have a higher propensity to buy. And instilling it or like setting up that back channel is also critical. And so all of these things that I just mentioned are like really key for that alignment and that success moving forward.
That's correct. And at Factors, we work with more than 100 customers now, and all of them have strong, if not all of them, most of them have strong ABM motions. And whatever we have set up within our customer success team and the customer marketing team, we always hear this. Like they always tell us that within our common Slack channels, there's always a marketer tagging a BDR. Hey, this is really nice. Did you reach out to them? If they've dropped from the funnel, what can we do? What resources can we forward them? And I think that's the best way to get sales on board. If you give them value, I don't think there's any need to do a lot of convincing sessions. The value addition is convincing enough.